We will help you secure high limit business funding at 0% interest capital to help you scale your business. This is going to be without you spending hours figuring out the technicalities of successful high limit approvals that we've had to figure out over the last 4 years. I've been in the game since 2021. Depending on when you're watching this, it could be more than 4 years. So this will be without taking the time to build the relationships with insiders on the bank like we have. I've taken the time to build the relationships with the bank relationship managers that have allowed us to be able to create a system where we're getting these access to these high limits. This will be without having to worry about a risk, right? There's a risk-free guarantee because there's no upfront investment for the service. It's just going to be a 10% success fee. And then this will be without having to type and submit the application yourself and having to worry about baby limit approvals because, like I said, we have a system that's built on data that adds confidence. It's not a guarantee as far as that aspect goes, but there's confidence based off of the data that we have. So, table of contents, if you want to just zoom through the video and go through whatever you want to go through. So, we're going to talk about expected results. We're going to talk about why our business funding system is so effective. We're going to talk about how our process works. We're going to talk about why the offer makes sense, right? So, no brainer. We're going to talk about case studies, and then we're going to talk about booking a call to get started if you're interested in working with us. So, let's go to expected results. So, just to be transparent, I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to tell you the reality. You are not guaranteed approvals. So keep that in mind. You're not guaranteed approvals. We have clients that do get denied, but if you follow the instructions I give you, you're increasing your best likelihood to get the highest limit approval that you'll qualify for. And on top of that, obviously an approval is an approval. So we have a systematic approach. So we'll get into that. If you follow our standard for personal and business data points, you are more than likely going to get high limit approvals like most of our clients do. If you go to my YouTube channel at Michael Benjamin, you look at the posts that I make, you look at the different playlists. We'll get more into that later. But we give you the confidence that you'll get those high limits as well. So personal data points. Obviously, we want to have no negative items on your personal credit. And you want to have at least a 700 credit score. 680 is absolute minimum. So keep that in mind. You want to have at least 7 positive open accounts that are in good standing. This will include revolving accounts, so credit cards, right? Preferably you have at least 2, but if the minimum, at least one that has a 5K limit at minimum, that's open for at least 6 months. So if it's newly opened, this is not going to be good for this type of situation. Installment accounts, so student loans, your personal loans, your auto loans, your debt utilization rate, we really want it at less than 5%. 30% usage is the absolute minimum, right? When you go against the grain in terms of what we're telling you to do, you're increasing the likelihood that you may get denied. Even though we do go through these insiders and the banks, it's only so much that they can do, right? We're stacking the odds in our favor. So you want to come through and actually follow the instructions we give you and go by the thing we're telling you. 3 to 4 hard inquiries or less per bureau. You don't want to look too thirsty having too many hard inquiries. So business data points. So you want to have an active LLC or corporation, preferably at least 2 years in business to qualify for a business line of credit as well. If you're watching this, you're probably at least 2 years in business. So you would not only qualify for a 0% interest business funding to help scale your business, you would most likely qualify for a line of credit as well, because we know how to navigate that. So non-restricted NACES code. NACES code is basically the nature of your business. We'll help you with understanding this when you book a call. Professional email, website is preferred as well. It's not mandatory, but it helps. And then again, just as a reminder, we will analyze all of this information for you and confirm that you're qualified for this service. So this is a done for you service. We just have been doing this for a while, and we've refined it over time, and we make it as simple as possible for our clients. If all of these are satisfactory, you are more than likely going to qualify for high limit approvals at 0% interest based on our insider connections, right? Our insider banked relationships with reps that are consistently getting our clients approved. So let's talk about why our business funding system is so effective. So just to be transparent, we've successfully funded multiple millions of dollars to various businesses in various industries. We work with bankers that work directly with underwriting. That's very key versus relying on a computer algorithm that's going to determine the result, like most people do. That's how most people go about the process. Or if they do have these bank connections, they don't vet them properly. There's a specific way that we vet these people to make sure that they are people that we can work with. I have worked with people that weren't properly vetted before. So, over the years, I've learned what works best, and we've created a Very good system that will continue to modify. So we have a plethora of data for why certain applications get denied and why certain ones do get approved and why certain ones get approved high limits. So we have a lot of data, basically. We simply have more data than the average person that's applying for business funding or average company, whatever you want to call it. What's a put per application varies bank by bank. So it's like learning a new language, and we've been learning this new language since 2021. We take the time to create a customized, tailored application per client. So your situation is unique depending on where you live, depending on the type of business you have. Maybe you do e-commerce or drop shipping, right? Maybe you have flooring installations, something like that, right? Maybe you do consulting, right? So these are various business models that we've helped serve and been able to help them get access to capital to scale their marketing efforts, payroll, hiring, just various things. So how our process works. So you're going to book a discovery call where we're going to go over your specific situation. And if we feel like we can help you, we will let you know. We will study your credit reports before the call. When you book a call, there will be an automation telling you to send your credit reports and it'll give you directions. If you don't follow these simple instructions, we already know you are not our ideal client. So this is low key a test. Follow the instructions, right? And then if we feel confident we can help you, you'll sign a contract agreement that outlines you're paying a 10% success fee versus paying money on the front end. And then we will have you onboarded where you will fill out a simple intake form and follow simple instructions we will give you for success with the process because we need your information, obviously. So then we'll create a customized game plan for you we're going to execute on your behalf, based on your geographical location and your business information. You know, the nature of your business. All these stuff comes into play. For example, it's pretty easy to do. It'll be taking a simple phone call with our BRM. Our BRM is Bank Relationship Manager. Taking a simple phone call with the BRM to process the application or filling out a DocuSign template. These are things that the average person, the average business owner doesn't do because they just don't have these connections, right? So this is why we have this done for you service and why it's so powerful. This process typically is done in less than 30 days, and clients typically can expect in round one to get access from anywhere from 50 to 150K in their first round of funding. 50 to 150K, that could be simply 0% interest. That could be a combination of 0% and line of credit. It just depends on your situation. And then, if necessary, if we've already gotten you to where you want to get to, because typically we market that we will help you get up to 250,000. Some businesses, I understand, you may need more than that, right? So it just depends on where you're at in your business. So we'll help you remove the hard inquiries from your credit report, and then we'll proceed with additional rounds of funding if necessary. So why this offer makes sense? Let's talk about it. If you want to learn this information yourself to the level that we know it, it's going to cost you tens of thousands of dollars of mentorship, 10,000 hours plus worth of time and time filling out applications for many other businesses to acquire the data that we have for what works and what doesn't. In summary, we've been doing this shit for a while and we do it successfully. That's my whole point. So collaboration over competition is how I think this should go. You also risk getting denied for BS reasons if you just haven't been there. Because certain things are experience, certain things you can't teach. It's just experience. We've been experiencing it for at least 4 years now, right? It could be longer depending on when you see this video. So you might get BS denial, and now you got to wait an additional 30 to 90 days just before you can even reapply, depending on the bank. You also risk getting approved baby limits. A lot of people think like, oh, I can just go get approved myself. I can go do it online, right? You're trying to shortcut the process versus working with someone that has these connections and understands the expertise that it takes to go get these high limits. Now you got a baby limit, and now you got to basically go through every 90 days. You're trying to request a credit limit increase. We've seen people get a 5 to 10K limit by themselves after they've watched, what we do, and trying to implement or trying to mimic what we're doing. They try to get a 50K limit. They only got 5 to 10K. Now every 90 days, they got to ask for an additional 5 to 10K. You see how that's time wasting? So yeah, that's my point with that. So the second option is to work with a different business funding program, but you won't know if they actually know what they're doing, and you never know. You never know if they work for me, right? You don't know what partnerships I have. I have partnerships with some of the people you might be considering working with. You never know, right? So the third option is to work with us. We got proven results. We have the data to back it. And if you look at my YouTube channel, of the receipts I posted, you'll see that what I'm saying is true. All right, so case studies, right? So, number one, go to my YouTube channel at Michael Benjamin and click playlists, and then you go to funding client testimonials for case studies of past clients. So you'll see it'll look like this. Funding client testimonials. I think it's like 10 case studies over there right now. But we don't post everybody, but yeah, there's some over there. So you can go to my actual YouTube channel and watch videos of me breaking them down, but I'll just go over some of them briefly here, just for brevity of the video. All right. So, for example, we helped my client Carell secure 50K at 0% interest for 12 months with one Chase business credit card through our banker. It's kind of hard to see, but it says 50,000 here on the screen. I posted this on my YouTube as well. So if you go over there, maybe you have a clear image of that. So yeah, that's a receipt right there. I don't know what else to tell you. It's not Photoshop, you know. So there's that. We helped Carlos secure 135, 135K. And 85K of this was at 0% interest for 12 months with one 50K Chase business credit card through our banker. So as you see right here, again, it's not Photoshop. This is an image that he sent that he received in the mail, 50K limit. Chase is not going to Photoshop and be like, oh, let's put 50K so that we can trick people online, right? It's a 50K approved limit. So he got that. And then just to further talk about clients, we also helped Anna get $50,000 at 0% interest for 12 months and just 24 hours, just from one bank on one business credit card to help her scale her marketing efforts. So imagine you're watching this. You got maybe an e-commerce business, you got a consulting business, you got maybe you do flooring, carpentry, maybe you just do anything when it comes to installations. Imagine you get access to $50,000 in 24 hours. Do you think that it's safe to say that would help change the flexibility and trajectory of your business on top of the fact that this is 0% interest for 12 months? So, you got to answer that question. I'm sure it would definitely help you. We also helped Marilu secure $135,000. 35K of it was at 0% interest for 12 months. 100K was a line of credit. So this was in less than 30 days to help her scale her business flexibly with payroll, right? So imagine you have something to help you scale your business flexibly with payroll. We helped Brian secure 35K at 0% interest for 12 months. This was done in 48 to 72 hours to help him fund his real estate project he was working on. He only needed about 30,000, so this was good for him. And maybe you only need 30,000, maybe you only need 50. Some people, some business owners, they just need a little bit just to do what they need to do. We helped Alexander get approved 85,000, 35K of that was at 0% interest for 12 months. This was done in 6 days to help fund his e-commerce business. Imagine you need to restock and you got a 0% interest business credit card that you could use at your disposal. So by the time you do your drop, you're basically operating off of it for free. Pay back what you owe and go from there. We helped Orlando get approved 95,000, almost 100,000 at 0% interest for 12 months in just 2 weeks to help fund his consulting business. So whatever he needs to do as far as marketing efforts, as far as investing in mentors, he was able to go ahead and do that. And then we helped Louise get approved 35,000 at 0% interest for 12 months to help fund his kitchen designs business. So we get a lot of people in Florida area specifically and New York area. But speaking about Florida, a lot of people do like flooring installations. That's why I was talking about that. So if you are a Florida business, we can definitely help you secure something if everything here is looking good in terms of your business and your personal credit. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you know, go ahead and book a call to get started. So click the link below and fill out the application form to book a call and see if you qualify. With that being said, y'all have a blessed one. I gotta turn this thing off. Hold on. Y'all have a blessed one.